Have you ever heard of a little game called Videoverse?
Wow!
It's an indie title that takes you back to the year 2003, and it focuses on the theme of planned obsolescence, as well as digital friendships, and how to handle those things when there's an inevitable end coming to the platform that you've grown to love. Now, it doesn't just put you at the very end of that, it gives you some time to explore the platform, to interact with the people on the platform, to see some of the interactions, and to change kind of the way that the platform is remembered by injecting either positivity or more negativity into the community. It's just a beautiful little game, and it actually kind of encompassed some of the things that I'm going through right now as a new YouTuber, exploring this new platform. I get all kinds of messages every single day. Some of them are positive, some of them are negative, and some of them are extremely toxic. And I have to make the decision whenever I encounter each one of these comments, should I hide or block this person from commenting again? It's a real thing that I struggle with, because my primary issue is that I want to create a space where everybody has a voice if they're able to maintain a level of decorum. So I don't want to block people just because they disagree with me. There are a lot of comments that I've left on my videos that I disagree with, that were even hurtful to me, that I found offensive, but I left them because someone was just sharing their opinion. It's not a crime to share your opinion, especially where I live in the United States. It's actually part of our essential rights here to share our opinions. But there are some comments that I have hidden and some people that I have blocked from my YouTube community because they were sending some very violent messages or some very vulgar, very disgusting things. And I just didn't want that in my community. I had to make a decision to block those people. And this game reflects that to a degree. You do have the ability to go into this interface and to report comments, because the moderators are like AWOL. They've basically left the platform because the new one is coming up. As I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but near the end of a platform, things start falling off, things start glitching out, and then eventually support is completely dropped and you can never return. And this is a very serious theme currently in the culture. With video game preservation and stop killing games movement and everything, people are taking it more seriously, where there are these spaces that people have created, not just video games themselves, but the spaces surrounding video games should be preserved to some degree. Some things are going to be lost to time, and that's inevitable, but this game explores the fact that when you choose a platform to kind of create a persona on or to make friends in, it becomes part of your routine and adds to your experiences, and in that way becomes part of your personal identity. So when that thing is taken from you and you're forced to move on to something else, it's almost a grieving process moving on from that, because you've become so accustomed to interacting. And I think that this game really explores that very well and treats it respectfully as well. It's not overbearing at all. So anyway, I don't want to spoil too much of this game. I don't want to spoil it for you. I want you to play this game. It is short. It's maybe 5-6 hours or something. It's a visual novel, but it does have some interactive elements. Depending on how you respond to your friends or depending on how you comment, you'll get access to different dialogue trees that you didn't have access to before. And you'll see that as you play. You'll see that some things are locked off or some things are unlocked that you're able to say because of the way that you've interacted previously. So in that way, it's not just a boring visual novel where you just wait for things to happen and click an A the whole time. There's a lot of interaction. There's even a drawing mini game in this game that's very fun. And I learned a couple things from this game that I needed to be reminded of. The first thing is that in the game, you have a notebook on your desk, before you log into the interface. You have this notebook and you keep your notes in it of wisdom that you've learned, as well as tips for this game that you're going through, feudal fantasy, that you can share with other people. And it's just so beautiful when you gather those things, you can heart those little comments and then they'll appear in your notebook. And then when the time comes, you have the option to share that wisdom with somebody that you're interacting with, and it can really forward the conversation in a positive light to help your friends in the game. It's wonderful, and it helped to remind me that it's okay to share things that you've learned. It might sound silly, but sometimes I struggle with, oh, I don't want to share something because it feels like I'm just taking something that someone else has and I'm not sharing an original thought. But that's not right. That is false. That is a bad thought. That's an unhealthy thought, because you should be free to share the things that you've learned, no matter what source they come from. Everything doesn't have to be original, and in fact, nothing is. So whatever you learn, whatever wisdom or knowledge that you have, share that with others freely, and don't pretend like it's yours, because it's not. You're sharing things that you have gained from other people's experiences and just pouring that onto others. You're being a bridge for that information to other people. It doesn't originate with you, and it never did. So, maybe I'm just speaking to myself here, but I do struggle with that. And this game reminded me that it's okay. It's okay to share things that you've learned from other people. And of course, give them the accolades. Like, it doesn't have to be me. Drop my pride and just let that person have their glory, and let the wisdom be shared. That's the most important thing, is to let the wisdom be shared. The other thing that I learned is, after playing this game and interacting with the forum on here and trying to engage positively and bring the forum up from the negative state that it was at the beginning of the game, I went back, as is my routine. I opened Reddit and I was scrolling through, and someone had commented on something that I said, and they replied to it, and we were having a great conversation about how Onimusha is a good game. And I found myself perceiving the conversation differently than I had before I started playing the game. Normally, when I open Reddit and stuff, I feel like I have this guarded mindset where I have to be very careful what I say, because I'm afraid that other people might jump on that because I'm wrong. You have to be 100% right all of the time, or someone's going to jump on you and hate on you. And it's very toxic. It's a very toxic mindset, but I'm constantly encountering toxicity that it's difficult to shake. But after playing this game and interacting positively with the people that you do in the game, I went back to these forums and I was like, man, why am I thinking this way? Why am I constantly guarded in my interactions? Why can't I just enjoy talking about a game like I used to when I was younger? I always have to be thinking that I have to be right on the things that I'm saying, or I have to be 100% accurate on some of the things that I'm remembering about the game. It doesn't matter that much. It was very freeing to play this game and to go back to and to reset my perspective, to view it in a more refreshing light. So that was good. Pick up this game. I got it for under $10. It was on sale on the Switch eShop. The game is pretty much available on everything, so highly recommend you play it. Like I said, it's a short experience, but it's very endearing. It talks about a lot of themes, especially like accessibility, game accessibility and stuff. It's a beautiful game and very, very worth playing. And I believe that if you play with an open mindset, then you'll definitely garner some wisdom from this game. So props to the developers of Videoverse, Kinmoku, which is kind of a funny name. I think it means money tree in Japanese. The game is in English and Japanese, so that kind of tracks. I don't know about the other games that they developed. They're not really my style, but this one in particular is definitely worth playing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all. I mostly make Starfield content. I also make philosophical gaming content. If this interests you, if this kind of conversation about how games can provide wisdom to us, can give us new experiences that make us better people, then stick around. Check out my other videos and join the community. So thanks for being here. I appreciate you. As always, go play a good game, maybe Videoverse, maybe something else, and delight in the beauty of the world. I'll see you next time.